There is a cultural obsession with the grind. We are told constantly that outperforming everyone else is a direct result of the hours logged and the physical sacrifices made. The modern idols of this culture are the billionaire founders. Listen to them speak, and they will almost always point directly to their relentless work ethic as the primary engine behind their financial status. In his analysis of startup success, author Hassan Kuba calls this baseline of effort fair play. It represents the variables anyone can technically control: waking up at 4 a.m., putting in 12-hour shifts, and demonstrating resilience. If we look closely at the numbers, there is a glaring mathematical flaw in that advice. Millions around the world work exhausting, bone-crushing 12-hour days, yet billionaire status remains a statistical anomaly. Hard work is a necessary baseline, but the traditional equation is incomplete. It ignores the invisible leverage required to scale an outcome. Listen to founders on popular podcasts, and you are experiencing a severe case of survivorship bias. We only hear the stories told by the people who won the race, which skews our understanding of the mechanics that actually led them to the finish line. Winners naturally attribute their wealth to their own daily grind. For them, the late nights, stress, and effort were the immediate physical realities they actually experienced. This intense focus on their own effort creates a psychological blind spot. It causes them to omit the environmental factors pushing them past the rest of the pack. If we want to understand the true mechanics of outlier success, we have to stop listening to the motivational speeches about grit and look closely at the unfair advantages they hide. Take Evan Spiegel. In 2015, he achieved the ultimate status symbol of modern business by becoming the world's youngest self-made billionaire. The public narrative surrounding him is straightforward. He had a clever idea for a vanishing photo app and worked relentlessly to build Snapchat. But the environmental data reveals a different starting line. Spiegel was born in Los Angeles to a family of highly powerful, multimillionaire lawyers. That specific background provided two immediate assets that hard work alone cannot generate. He had instant access to elite tech industry connections, and his parents injected millions of dollars in startup funding directly into the company. His personal effort was real, but extreme status and an inherited network acted as an uncopyable multiplier, turning a mobile app into a global empire. We see a similar pattern with Bill Gates, whose origin story is famously rooted in the image of the isolated, hard-working coding prodigy. In 1968, we have roughly 300 million high school-age children globally. Filtering that down, we find only 100,000 living around Seattle. Drill down to the absolute pinpoint of this geographic lottery, and you land on exactly 300 students attending Lakeside School. Lakeside offered an environment nearly non-existent in the late 60s. It was one of the few places on Earth where a student could interact with a computer mainframe. Before he ever wrote a single line of code, Gates won a lottery of location and timing. His talent and work ethic were essential, but his fair play was entirely dependent on a historical anomaly that can never be replicated. Realizing that success is not a pure meritocracy shouldn't cause despair. It just requires a shift in your personal strategy. Nature and circumstance give everyone some form of uncopyable advantage. It might be a hyper-specific skill, a unique cultural background, or even the constraints of poverty forcing extreme resourcefulness. Take a technical hurdle Facebook recently faced. Their engineers were trying to filter out hate speech, but they were failing to detect localized abuse in Indian languages like Bengali and Gujarati. Being a highly skilled data engineer was useless here. The solution required a rare intersection of knowledge. The exact profile they needed was a tech worker who possessed high-level data science skills, paired directly with an encyclopedic knowledge of local Indian dialects and insults. That localized cultural knowledge acted as an unfair advantage, allowing anyone who possessed it to bypass the traditional competitive hiring pool. Your immediate geography acts as a passive multiplier. Building a consumer tech product is demonstrably easier when you are physically located near the capital and talent density of Silicon Valley. Conversely, if you are developing AI models that require high-volume data scaling, being based in Bangalore or China provides a different structural advantage. If you try to copy the survivor-biased paths of people who hold different environmental cards than you do, you will hit a wall. Audit your own life. Look closely at your background, your location, and your unique constraints to identify the traits nobody else can easily replicate. Outlier outcomes are reached when rigorous effort, that fair play, intersects with an uncopyable environmental advantage.